Sometimes the overbreadth doctrine is applied to challenges to laws under the Speech Clause of the First Amendment. As we have previously noted, the Supreme Court has recognized several exceptions to the speech protected by the First Amendment, for example, obscenity and fighting words. States, therefore, have some latitude to regulate such unprotected speech. However, a statute doing so is overly broad if, in proscribing unprotected speech, it also proscribes protected speech. For example, in Texas v. Johnson, the Supreme Court held that the Texas law prohibiting flag burning, in its effort to prevent fighting words, speech that might lead to breaches of the peace, also prescribed protected speech, expression which the court held did not and could not lead to such breaches of the peace. The least drastic means doctrine says that the government may not pass a law which restricts speech if other solutions exist to the problem the government wishes to prevent. Government must employ the least restrictive measures possible to achieve its goal. This test applies even when the government has a legitimate purpose in adopting the particular law. Drawing again from Texas v. Johnson as an example, we see that Texas had several options in prosecuting Mr. Johnson. It could have prosecuted Johnson for illegal burning. If a breach of the peace had occurred, it could have prosecuted Johnson under existing breach of the peace laws. Instead, Texas chose to prosecute Johnson for the message his act conveyed. In its asserted effort to prevent breaches, Texas did not choose the least drastic means. Finally, any laws that restrict speech must be content neutral. In other words, governments may not selectively enforce laws that restrict speech based on disagreement with the substantive content of the message. For example, if a city grants a permit to, say, the NAACP to march through the streets of the city on MLK Day, it cannot deny a permit to the Ku Klux Klan to march on the grounds that the city refuses to endorse the Klan's message. By granting the permit to the NAACP and not to the Ku Klux Klan, the city would violate the content-neutral principle.